gentlemen, Bungle, hope you're doing well and I hope you're having a great day. Today we are going over the Matilda, the premium tank for the Allies and the Battle of Tunisia campaign. Now be advised, this is a premium vehicle that is not in the Enlisted or the Gaijin store, and this is found in the logistics tab for the Allies in the Battle of Tunisia campaign, which is going to set you back 5,000 enlisted gold. So the best method here really is to go and purchase the $50 enlisted gold bundle, pick that up, and then go use the gold to pick up the Matilda, and then you have leftover gold for future expenses. Now diving into the overview, you may be asking yourself, Bungle, kind of what is the classification of the Matilda? Well, it actually is a heavy tank. And we'll kind of talk about more in the performance about why it really is a heavy tank. It's greatly influenced due to the fact that it has really good armor, but it is slow as molasses. So moving down to the performance, kind of main question is with its armament, with its firepower, how does it perform, its mobility. So diving in with the firepower, it has a 40mm quick firing 2-pounder gun. This cannon can go through everything, even a Panzer IV F2. This gun, however, doesn't have the capabilities of one-shotting a Panzer IV F2. It can one-shot A13s actually very easily if you know where to aim, especially on the left side of the front of an A13 where the ammo rack's at. You will ammo rack the A13 every time. But when we talk about other stuff like the M13s that the Italians have, and Panzer IIIs, stuff like that, the 40mm gun does do its job. It does penetrate, it does go through, it has a quick fire rate as well, compared to other tanks like the Sherman or even the Grant with its 75mm cannon. But kind of the downside, of course, with the cannon is that the 40mm gun doesn't have that lethality, let's say a 75mm gun would on the Sherman or on the Grant, where you will get a one shot or you will do a lot of damage to a Panzer IV F2, to a Panzer III, to the Italian tank destroyer, to an M13, and definitely an A13. The 40mm gun, like I said, does its job with continually harassing the enemy with its armor-piercing rounds. When we talk about the high explosive rounds against infantry, if you have the infantry kind of gaggled up and you fire an HE round, you hit one of the soldiers, you will get kind of the mass casualty, but in general, the splash damage is kind of weak. It more depends on kind of that RNG and that luck with it. Now, we also have a coaxial 7.92 BESA machine gun. The 7.92 machine gun is good at doing crowd control with this tank. Of course, it is turreted, so you can kind of have a 360 traverse with looking around the battlefield and dealing with any threat. When we talk about the armor on the Matilda, it is the best in class for the entire Battle of Tunisia campaign for the Allies. The reasoning is that a lot of tanks will struggle to go and penetrate this tank. I've even had struggles in my Panzer IIIN trying to penetrate a Matilda just because it is well armored all around. Even if you try to get around on the rear, try to fire shots into the engine block or whatever, good luck. This tank is heavily armored and is a tough nut to crack. However, the downside to all this great armor on this tank is that it is slow as molasses. So as a result, if you're out in the open and there's a bunch of enemy infantry, the tank is very susceptible to getting killed by demo packs. So just be advised, if you have the Matilda out in the open with a bunch of enemy infantry, you will find yourself getting demo packed, getting taken out of the game very quickly. Now moving down to kind of, is it worth it? So in general, you're going to have to look at this premium as a tool to go and grind and unlock content in the Battle of Tunisia campaign, especially if you're starting off. This is a great addition to an A13. Having this lineup with an A13, the premium A13, you will find yourself, yes, you're getting a lot of XP, a lot of bonuses from this being a premium squad to kind of expedite your grind in the Battle of Tunisia campaign. If you have the Sherman 2 unlocked, if you have the Grant unlocked, this really isn't going to be needed because the purpose of this tank, in my opinion, is to go and just grind, to go and expedite your grind. That is what this tank is for. If you're playing for performance, for doing well, for going and being top of that team in a tournament or just having fun, I would bench this tank and I would take a Sherman out, or I would take out the Grant, because those tanks perform way better than the Matilda. The Matilda is good for premium for grinding. If you want to grind, if you want to go and expedite your grind and want a decent premium to do it, then go and get the Matilda. But if you already have this content unlocked, and you already have the Sherman and you have the Grant, there really is no need to pick this up, especially if you're trying to grind out future content, because the Sherman just does everything way better than the Matilda does, and same even with the Grant. But that's my opinion. Like I said, at the end of the day, if you're a new player, get the A13 and get the Matilda, and you'll find yourself having a rather comfortable time as you are grinding down the allies in the Battle Tutsia, Battle Tunisia campaign. Other than that, if you reach this point in the video, new viewer, policy, new subscriber, well, I hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. Have your sub and mash that like button. It does help me with the YouTube algorithm. Returning sub, returning viewer, and let me know your thoughts. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.